Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my everyday makeup routine. I really like to keep it super simple and concentrate more on the skin. Just get my skin to look really glowy and have that kind of be like the main feature and not really worry about eyeshadow. Now obviously I do still wear eyeshadow, but since this is my everyday makeup routine, on those days I typically just focus on skin. So I do have one quick little cheat this time around though. Yesterday I did get eyelash extensions put on. If you guys are curious about them, I did make a little highlight reel on my Instagram, so if you guys want to check that out, I'll go ahead and leave my handle here as well as link it down below. So this has definitely been a lifesaver because you kind of just wake up and you feel put together. So if you are in the Houston area and you're looking for a lash stylist, I would highly recommend Glowy Salon. I went and saw Becky, so her info will be linked down below as well. Okay, so the very first thing I always do after moisturizing, I did moisturize, but I am going to be priming on camera with y'all, is get my lips ready. I love the 𝐝𝐴 Essential Lip Enhancer Conditioning Lip Treatment. I think I've been using this for maybe like 4 to 5 years now. It's a product that they've had for quite a while and it's just one of my favorite lip balms. I have to say this one and then probably the Laneige Strawberry one are hands down my two favorites. Okay, next up, I always like to go in with my MAC Fix Plus. Obviously, this is completely optional. It's just something that I've kind of gotten in the habit of now. So I do it. Plus, it's just refreshing. It feels really good. I feel like it really helps to wake me up. Next up, I kind of am a primer junkie. I feel like if I prime my skin really well, then most of the time my makeup just applies a lot better. Both of these have been in several favorites videos. In fact, I think this one here was in my 2017 yearly favorites. It's from Smashbox. It's their Photo Finish Primerizer, Primer and Moisturizer in one. It has hyaluronic acid in it and I just love it. Just a very thin, runny formula. Even if you have oily skin, this is still a great primer just to really moisturize your skin, put the hydration back in there, and it just feels really nice and lightweight. It almost kind of has like a slight silky gel type of feeling. I just love it. Also, this guy here, I mean, talk about disturbing. This ended up just being like the tiniest clogged pore and then I could not leave it alone. I just kept going in and picking at it and picking at it and I just made it worse. It's almost like a third eye. It's driving me crazy. All right, now since I am self-tanned, you can definitely see a difference between my face and my neck. So this isn't something that I do all the time, but since I am self-tanned, I feel like this just kind of helps slightly even it out. It's from L'Oreal. It's the True Match Lumi Glotion. I'm supposed to have the deep one. Whoops, I accidentally grabbed medium instead of deep, but typically I do use the deeper one. So this is very sheer. It doesn't really give coverage or anything, but I feel like especially right here between my neck and my jawline, it kind of just helps even it out a little bit more to where I don't have this like stark transition. Okay, my third and final primer. I know I told y'all I am just a primer junkie. I love like really focusing on my skin. So this is from Amazing Cosmetics. It's the Line Smoother and Primer. I really like to apply this right here in my smile lines, and then I also like to do a little bit on my under eyes. So this kind of has this really cool like metal ball roller applicator. So I like to squeeze a little bit out first. And this one is more of a silicone base, and I'll kind of pat it where I want it to go. And then I go in with a roller ball and just kind of rub it in. But I love this primer because some other silicone based primers make my makeup slip even more. Like for instance, the Benefit Professional. I used to love that one, but I used some the other day and I noticed that like my makeup kind of just slipped off in those areas. So I really only concentrate the silicone based primer on the areas that I really want to like fill and smooth those lines. So on my under eyes, I'll go in, and honestly, this feels good just because those little metal balls are cooling. From there, we're gonna go ahead and do our brows. The only thing is the main brow product that I've been using lately, it's this guy here, but it was in the shade Soft Brown. I cannot find it anywhere. I just featured it in my monthly favorites. It's really annoying because I love this. So now I'm just gonna go in with other brow products that I do use quite often. So first, I like to go in with a pencil. So I kind of go in between these. This is the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil in number 4. It's the one that kind of has like the thicker tip. And then this one is from Ulta. I've been loving this. It's from the brand Lottie London, and it's just the arch rival brow artist in medium. This is such a good brow pencil. So I'm going to start off with the Benefit one first, and kind of just right here in the front, I'm going to do lighter strokes just because I have these sparse areas here. And then kind of up here is where I'm really sparse. And then the main area that I focus on is my tail, just because I want it to extend out a little bit more, so that's really the main area that I go in and pull it. I'll go in with a Lottie one, just because I really like the color of this. And the tip of it is more precise. So this is where I'll go in on the bottom part of my brow and just darken it up slightly. This is the foundation that I always wear when I'm self-tanned because I bought it whenever I did have like a spray tan. So it is too dark for me whenever I'm not tanned. How many more times can we say tan? This is from Giorgio Armani. It's the Luminous Silk Foundation in 5.5. I love this formula. A long time ago, I did a side-by-side comparison of high-end versus like drugstore, or I guess more affordable. And the L'Oreal True Match Lumi is very, very similar in my opinion. On the skin, they look identical. They may wear a little bit different, but for the most part, if you like the look of the Luminous Silk Foundation, you can get the same look from the L'Oreal one. So total, I probably did like 1 1/4 pump because I never squeeze it fully down. I kind of like go in and do teeny tiny like quarter pumps on my finger. I always like to blend out this foundation with a sponge. Today I'm going to be using my brand new Tarte one that like rolled on the ground and Howard grabbed it immediately. And I'm like, why dude, I just opened this one because all my beauty blenders are donezo. I just recently picked up a couple of the Flower Beauty ones. In fact, I'll probably be doing that drugstore haul today. I almost forgot how much I like this sponge from Tarte. I was going through my backup drawer and I found this guy and I was like, hey, I forgot about you. It's like the perfect squishiness. I'm not sure what the price difference is between this one and the Beauty Blender, but I really like when sponges have this flat side like that. Okay, so just kind of going around my eyebrows. Okay, now moving on to my under eyes. The first thing I'm going to do is take the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. It's just this really kind of bright pinky salmon shade. I'll go in with my finger and I just like to concentrate this more right here on my inner corner. So I don't blend it out completely because I'm going to go in with another kind of corrective concealer on top. This is the Be Bright Illuminating Concealer. This is from 𝐝𝐭𝐻𝑃 Cosmetics. You can purchase their products online. I'm not sure if it's at all Walmarts yet, but I know Walmart carries it. I believe some Bed Bath & Beyond stores, and then online. So it's just this bright yellow concealer and I mainly concentrate this right here. And this is when I go in with another cocktail of products. I always like to go in and really mix and match my concealer. One of my favorite combos lately has been the ColourPop concealer with this Urban Decay one. I use this one in light neutral. I think I actually forgot my ColourPop one upstairs though, but that's okay. This will still work. So I just like to bring that out a little bit right here. And then I actually like to take my fingers first and kind of go against my fine lines just to make sure really fills it in, and then back outward. And then I'll give it maybe like 20-30 seconds and then I'll go in with my sponge. Whenever I blend it away right away, I feel like it kind of like thins it out too much, whereas if you kind of like, you know how you bake your powder, if you kind of just let your concealer rest there for a second and just get slightly like tackier, it seems to give a lot better coverage. So at this point, this is when I'll probably go and wash this gunk off my hands. Now that it's been a few seconds, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my sponge, and just like I was with my fingertips, I like to kind of go against the grain of my fine lines first just to make sure they're filled, and then go back out. And I always kind of like to pull it upward, just like that. Now to set my under eyes, I'm going to be going into the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I just like to take a mixture of these two shades here, and I'm actually just gonna go back in with the pointy end of my sponge. I just kind of pinch it, dip it into both powders. Just like I did with the concealer, I like to go against the fine lines first and then back out. So in and then out. And a little bit more powder for the other eye. This guy over here is my stubborn one. That wrinkle is just like so deep, it drives me nuts. I'm going to go in with these two shades here. This is the Buildable Cheek Brush. I think it's actually meant to be a blush brush, but I love it for contour. So I will go in to both and just hit right under my cheeks, just like this. Okay, and then I'll take a little bit on the dub chin girl and down my neck, and then of course on my forehead, so just like right around the hairline. Now for my blush, if y'all have been with me for a while, then you know I'm obsessed with the 𝗟𝗚𝗍𝗑 blushes. I just think they are amazing. I have this really cute little trio here. This is the Hollywood Blushing Baked Blush Trio, and I love this shade Pink Grapefruit. This was my very first blush from 𝗟𝗚𝗍𝗑, and I have the full size of it. It's just so, so good. Grapefruit, Honeysuckle, Tropic Hues, Sunswept, any of those blushes, you cannot go wrong. So I like to go in with a bigger brush. This one, I think it's a Morphe brush. It is a M462. So as you can see, it's a very large brush. I'll just go in and pick up a little bit of this blush and just right here onto the backs, sweep a little bit of that. The reason I love these 𝗟𝗚𝗍𝗑 blushes is that the way they're baked, like the little striping that they have through them, it's almost like a blush, a highlighter, and a bronzer all in one. The glow they give is unlike any other blush that I've ever used. I just love them. I'll dust a tiny bit on my nose, like whatever's left. Now moving on to my favorite part, highlighter. The very first thing that I do is douse my face in a setting spray, whether using one from Maybelline, L'Oreal, MAC, Tatcha, whichever. I just like to go in with the MAC Fix Plus. I will basically freaking shower in this stuff. I don't know if there's many things that smell better than MAC Fix Plus. I love it. So what I'll do is, just like all my other products, I really like to layer. So the first product that I lay down is the Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter. This one is in the shade Rose Gold. I love this thing so much. Going back in with my trusty sponge, I will just kind of bounce him in there and then press this on first. You could definitely just wear just this and it's super pretty. But like I said, since I don't really go in with eyeshadow, I go kind of crazy with the highlighter because I just love the look of glowy skin. It's a little bit down my nose. I always like to do a little bit above my brows, chin, pop some on my finger, and just use this as an inner corner highlight as well. Okay, for the actual powder highlighter, I'm going in with the Becca Opal one. This has just been a tried and true highlighter for I don't know how long now, although lately this has been a favorite, so we may, I don't know, I love both of them. I've used this one so many times, so let's go in with 𝗍𝗪 instead. This one is from Persona Cosmetics, and it's the highlighter that I've been using for probably like the last 2 weeks now. It is so, so good. So going in with the MAC Fix Plus, I'll squirt my Morphe M509, pick up a little bit of this 𝗍𝗪, and just right on top, I will apply this. In fact, if you guys saw my boomerang from yesterday, the day that I got my eyelash extensions, so many of y'all were asking and DMing me what highlighter I was wearing. It's this one here. She does have 3 shades available. There's like a lighter one than this. This is the medium shade, a deeper one, and then this one. But oh, if you have a complexion similar to mine, this highlighter is amazing. I got a little bit excited right there. Now that all my powder is set, this is when I'll go in with my brow product. This is the Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. This one has been featured in so many like monthly favorites, yearly favorites. It's a product that I cannot live without. It is so, so good, especially if you like the look of a feathery brow. This just really kind of pulls those hairs where you want them and just gives a fluffier brow. And the very last step is lips. So I always like to go in with some sort of long wearing lip liner, and for me that's the Your Lips But Better lip liner from 𝐼T Cosmetics. This one is in the shade Blushing Nude. It's a retractable lip liner, which I always appreciate. It does have a built-in sharpener on the bottom though if you do want to go in and kind of sharpen out the point of this. Okay, so there's the lip liner. Now from the gloss, I'm going in with the MAC Cosmetics Patrick Star collab in Mama Star. This lip gloss is just my favorite. The pigmentation is amazing. I love the color, the shine. Like, this is just my ideal color. It's so pretty. All right, so that is it for my everyday kind of glowy makeup routine. I really hope you guys enjoyed, found some helpful tips or tricks in this. I would love to hear some of your everyday go-to products. If there's something really good and glowy out there that I'm missing. If you guys haven't already, please take the time to subscribe. I would love to have you here. And yeah, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.